Time now for the big board. Our team of insiders standing by live to weigh in on today's top stories. Becky Worley is here with us. Your story is coming up, but we're going to begin with a parenting story that's stirring up a lot of debate. A mom on vacation in Delaware was arrested after leaving her two kids, 8 and 9, home alone for 45 minutes while she picked up dinner. A neighbor called the police. The mom was charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of her children. Dan Abrams, our legal analyst, is here. And Dan, well, we have a consensus here already. Overkill by the authorities. What do you say?
I think this is nuts. I mean, if you look at what the facts are here, which is that the kids appear to have been walking their dogs, right? And someone driving a car sees that the dogs, or I guess one of them got loose and they needed a little bit of help. And, this neighbor then decides, well, where are your parents? Calls the police. Don't blame the neighbor. But the fact that when the police arrest her, when she arrives home with the food for her kids that she'd gone to pick up 5 miles away, that's the overkill
I guess,
here.
but what do you mean, don't blame the neighbor? Why doesn't the neighbor just go to the kids and say, what's going on here?
Well, because if the neighbor sees a 9 and 8-year-old, whatever, walking alone, needs help, I think that it's okay for the neighbor to say, look, I'm worried. People are going to have different opinions about whether this is right or wrong. But I don't think that you can legitimately argue, at least based on what we know right now, that it's criminal. I mean, you'd have to find that this mother had a history of these kinds of problems or some other issue.
Yeah, I mean, all of us are sitting here, Dan, at this table shaking our heads, Becky Worley included. I mean, I know that when my kids were 10 and 8, I would do the same, like for an hour if I had to go run errands. They didn't want to come with me. It was fine. But is there a legal cutoff? Is there an actual age that authorities that's on the law that you can't leave your kids alone at?
Yeah. It varies state to state. In the state of Delaware, you can report anything for a child under 12 who's unsupervised, but it becomes a judgment call.
I was babysitting at 12.
Yeah, look,
Other people's kids.
When I was 10, I was taking the New York City bus by myself to school. I mean, it's like this is a 9 and 8-year-old in a vacation rental area. I just think that they got nervous. The police probably made a mistake here. $500 bond.
Wow. All right, Dan, thank you very much. We're going to move on now to Amazon, coming under fire for its popular Subscribe and Save program. It's a service that automatically refills orders for everyday products like paper towels and toothpaste. The company promises a savings for signing up, but some are very upset, saying the prices that they've been charged actually have fluctuated dramatically. ABC consumer correspondent Becky Worley joins us. So tell us what's going on here, Becky.
Subscribe and save, but some people worried this is bait and switch. So as you explained, Amazon lets you sign up for the standing order on staples, toothpaste, shampoo. They give you a 5 to 15% discount, but the New York Times pointing out a forum where people complaining that prices fluctuated wildly. We dug up some examples. Folgers coffee in June, $6 and change. In August, 12 something.
Whoa.
Laundry detergent, $19 in June, $34 in August. Moisturizing lotion, $6 something in July. In August, $10. Sometimes doubling in price, guys. Now, Amazon says they warn people about all of these price fluctuations. They send you an alert 10 days before they send out the shipment, and that dynamic pricing is something that's all over the internet.
It happened with razors. I did it with razors, and then I thought you had the same price all along, but I didn't read it closely
Most
enough.
people don't.
Yeah, that's the problem. So why is this striking such a nerve?
Well, think about it. We go buy things like razors, like paper towels, and you go into the store and you're like, I buy paper towels every week. I don't think the price is going to double next week. Well, online, Amazon wants to change the price on 1 million items in inventory. Click, click, done. You do that at Walgreens. Hey, Bob, take your price gun out. There's 1,000 Bobs in 1,000 stores that lose an entire day of work. This just does not happen in brick and mortar.
Okay, Becky, thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
And we're going to move on now to an article in the Wall Street Journal that caught our eye. It asked the question, when is it okay to let your children quit an activity like piano lessons, soccer, ballet, swimming right there? Let's bring in clinical psychologist Dr. Elizabeth Lombardo. And Dr. Lombardo, the word quit sounds so negative, but the article makes the point that it can be constructive if it's done the right way.
Yeah, so the word quit definitely has negative connotations, and yet there may be some benefits to letting your children stop activities. On one hand, they can focus their energy and time on other things like academics or other extracurricular activities. And on the other hand, they can actually have some free time to do things like have a family dinner. Research shows that kids who have dinner with their families do better academically, they have less stress, and they're less likely to engage in risky behaviors.
I remember when my mom let me quit gymnastics after 6 years, and I felt this weight lifted off of me. How important is it to let your kids be a part of the decision-making process?
This is a great opportunity to teach your children decision making. Have your child come up with the pros and cons of stopping the activity, as well as the pros and cons of sticking with it, and work through the problem-solving process with them. Not only will they get this skill of how to solve problems rationally, but an added bonus, they're more likely to buy into your decision, which is the ultimate decision, if they're part of that process.
Yeah.
Mine was when I got to quit the marching band.
What was your instrument?
Trumpet. I like the trumpet.
I
fine,
also
but-
got to quit the French horn. I was horrible at it.
See,
Did you quit
I
anything?
disagree with you guys. I had quit piano lessons, and I really regret not being able to read music. But thank God I didn't have to keep going with tennis lessons.
Dan?
I gave up on the violin. And I think everyone was very relieved by that, both my music teacher and my family. Yeah.
We'll end on that note. All right. Dan, thanks so much. Dr. Lombardo, Becky, we appreciate it.